Welcome back to the third and final episode of this African mask tutorial. Let's get to it. So I've decided to work on the nose, and what I'm going to do is just like a mixture of different types of materials. I haven't chosen the materials yet, so I'm just going to be led by intuition. So in these next few clips, I'm just going to be placing materials down, and I'm probably not going to be saying much, so enjoy the materials that I choose, and I'm hoping that this is inspiring you. So in the end, I decided to go for some materials that I've already used in the mask. So that includes stained glass, lava beads, a bit of ceramic, a bit of vitreous glass and some Smalti. Here I was a little unsure of what I was going to do around the nose area, so this was kind of like an experiment, and I actually quite liked it in the end, and you'll see later on how it developed and what the whole thing looks like. So check out these cute little iridescent square beads I've got here. They are tiny. Look how tiny they are. And I'm going to pop them all the way down here. I've got like a mark that I made earlier. So I'm going to pop them down there. And because I've got the yellow line up here, the yellow line of beads, I'm going to replicate that same yellow line down here on this side too. So we'll have two lines, but they're going to be opposite, if that makes sense. So let me pop those there, and I put my grout in my little grout bag here. So this is basically an old bag that I had some beads in. Pop the grout in there, the adhesive, sorry, in there, and I've got a tiny little hole at the end, sorry, out of camera there, and this will give me more control of how much adhesive I'm going to use, instead of having to spread a lot in a bigger area. I can now manage, she says, where I pop my beads. Also, you need some practice at this. There we go. And then grab my tweezers and then just pop them in. Just like that. Alright, let's speed this up a little bit. Let's see how I get on with this, putting the string of yellow beads on here. Hopefully I can do it without it going wrong. Okay, it's like a delicate operation. I think I've done it. Yes! And all I need to do is just tidy them up a little bit. And once I've put the grout on either side of these beads, it will hold them even stronger in place. So, but I think, yeah, that's okay. In this next part, I'm going to be using the same type of slate that I've used to go around the outside of the nose, but I'm not going to lie it on its edge. I'm going to lie it flat because I want that lightish colour to be sort of like the dominant area, the dominant thing that you see in this area. So I'm just going to lay just a thin layer of adhesive in this section, and so you can see what I mean. So I'm just going to lie them like that, basically. Some of them may overlap, and it's almost like a jigsaw puzzle, so I'm choosing pieces that will fit next to each other. I think this, hopefully that will fit in there. Yeah. So trying to make sure there's not too much gaps like this. There's a little bit of a gap there, but I'm not going to really be too bothered about that. Yeah, so just pushing the pieces in and then just trying to find the right shape that goes with the next bit that's going to go. Hope that makes sense. Oh, that's good. I need a little bit of adhesive on this side just to hold that. Actually, I'll just put it on there. Might be easier. Pop that in. Okay, so I'm down to the last few pieces and I'm struggling to find the right size to go in the last bit. So hopefully this can go in somehow. Yeah, it's gonna have to overlap like that. And then I've got, if I can find a piece that can go in there, I will be a happy person. Oh, might be in luck here. Get in there. Get in there. Yay! Yes. There you go. In this part of the video, I'm going to show you how I break up my Smalti pieces. This is a Smalti pizza in particular. And if I show you, it's got a lovely inky kind of vibe to it, really nice texture. It's quite weighty and chunky. And then what I do, and unfortunately this broke in the post on delivery, that's why it looks like this. Another piece over there somewhere. So what I normally do is cut these into smaller pieces, and then I use my hammer and hardie to chop them again into little bits. So if I show you here, I've got my running glass cutter here, and I'm just going to score glass. I'm not sure if you can see the score line, but it is there. And then I'm going to use my running pliers. I'm not going to use my running pliers. I'm going to use this instead to break it. There you go. A nice clean break there. And if I wanted to do the same again, I'd score it again and do the same thing and break it like that. So that kind of contains your pieces, so you're not using too much and you're not breaking up the whole piece unnecessarily. And then next what I do, let's move these out the way, is I get my little piece and I then start breaking. So I'm just allowing the hammer to just fall down. I'm not using it like a normal hammer, as you would a normal hammer. I'm just allowing the weight of the hammer to fall down on top of the material and to make a connection with the plinth here as well. my Smalti is nicely chopped up. I hope I've got enough pieces to cover this section here. I'm going to go all the way down just to about here, the bottom of the chin. So half of the chin will be Smalti and the other half will be the stone. So I'm going to now just get some adhesive and be quite generous with this actually. Maybe that's a bit too generous. And apply that all the way down. Let's just put these in. So I'm just looking again at the shape of the tile of the piece and just deciding which side I want to see and which fits the best really. So it's just random pieces, and these pieces can be quite sharp, so I'm just trying to be aware of where the sharp bits are and kind of putting them towards the inner side of the mosaic. So I thought I'd show you these rocks. I found them just down the road actually from where I live, and part of the gravel of someone's driveway. I thought, oh, they look good. So I picked them up and I'm giving them a little wash because they've got a little bit of dirt on them. But I really like the shape. They're very regular in shape, and they match the colour tone of the mask that I'm using, so that I'm working on. So yeah, let's see how these go. I think they're probably going to dry a little bit lighter than what you see here, and if they do, I'll probably put a little bit of stone sealant on them and see if they go a little bit darker. But yeah, let's see how we go with these. Here are my rocks, nicely dried, and as you can see, they have got a little grey tinge to them, which I quite like actually. I don't mind it, so I don't think I'm going to be using the stone sealant to make them a lot darker. I think we're going to leave them rough and natural like that. Alright, so the last piece is ready. Are you ready, my lovely people, my lovely watchers? So, here we go. This is the perfect even piece for the mouth. Look at that. Look how that just fits perfectly. And I promise you, I did not cut it that shape. So it could go that way, or it could go that way. It's going to fall down if I, let me just prop it up there so it doesn't fall down. I quite like it that way up because it's got the kind of like the curve, and it just, yeah, I like it that way up. So I'm going to stick it down that way up, and then that will be it. And here we go. Let's pop it on. Give it a little wiggle. Oh, yay. And there we go, we've finished. I am so chuffed with that. I really am. Well, I hope you enjoyed those 3 episodes and you learnt a few bits. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe and share. See you in the next video.